This podcast is sponsored by Darling Hardware. Activate your alter ego with Darling Hardware and start seeing life through a different set of lenses. Shop darlinghardware.com. Tell them Demetrius Lee and Angela Lee in the Lee Life Experience Podcast sent you. Thank you.
Hi, you are tuning in to the Lead Life Experiences, and we are your hosts, Angie and Demetrius Lee. All right, Demetrius, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. Good day. Got me a good workout this morning. Got fed through church. Everything going well for me today.
All right, so what's the topic for today?
The topic today is you don't need yes people in your life, but you do need no people in your life. And further to go, I'll explain what I'm talking about. I know it don't make good sense what I'm saying right now, but when I get through talking about it, it's gonna make real good sense to you.
All right, so to those who may not know what a yes person is or how to identify if the people they are surrounded with are yes people, we need to at least give the definition of a yes person and why they need some no people in their circle of influence.
Okay. Well, I
So
started.
how do you define a yes person?
A yes person, to find to me, is a person that he or she agrees with you. They know you're wrong, but they go along with you anyway. They keep the friendship. They don't want to make you mad. So they're doing the thing. And some of them, that's one case. And sometimes they go along with you because they want to see you make a fool out yourself. And they walk behind your back and talk about you, how crazy you is, talk about how dumb you is. They talk about you behind your back. So a yes person is somebody who agrees with you, but they know you're wrong, but they will agree with you.
Okay. Yes. Well, when I looked up the definition of a yes person, I'm going to be looking to like my iPad for a minute. And it says, yes, people. They refer to individuals in your circle of influence who constantly affirm or agree everything without providing you constructive criticism or challenging viewpoints. They may lack independent thinking and tend to prioritize maintaining harmony over offering honest feedback. Here are a few examples. The enabler, that's the person who always support your decision and action, even if it might not be in your best interest. They are hesitant to give you a choice or an alternative perspective. And then it's the passive observer. This person remains silent in all discussions and require input on difficult viewpoints, but they choose to not voice their opinion in order to keep peace and avoid confrontation, even if their perspective. So it's important to identify the diverse perspective and constructive criticism in your circle or the circle of influence. So my thing is how you can be able to. And then it's a third one was being able to praise and seek validation in return. And my examples of these yes people, a lot of people that you see in prison is because they had yes people around. That would be my prime example of people that even though they were surrounded by people, nobody could, say it in their ear, nobody said anything. I watch crime TV, Demetrius, you do as well. How many times do people think they can get away with the crime and the other person sometimes get charged who didn't do anything, get charged more with a more lengthier crime sentence than the person who actually pulled the trigger, did the stabbing, did the robbing, because they were one of these yes people. They just went along with it without even voicing their viewpoint.
I'm gonna start mine out with yes people. That's a good example you made, Angela. But I'm gonna be honest. I have been a yes person. I have told people stuff. I know that's wrong, but I went along with them, and I did it for two reasons. One reason I did it because I didn't want to make them mad at me. Another reason I did it, I just didn't care. I mean, it's like that's your life. You want to do it, I go along with you. That's what you want to do. But I ain't going along with you. That's what you gonna do. But I was wrong for that. You can't do people like that. You got to be honest with people. When people going through relationship problem with their wife, their husband, you got to tell them the truth. I mean, I've been in a situation with my friends, and well, I'm gonna use me first. I'm gonna use my example first about myself because that's the best way to start with me first. I have when I was married to Angela, I had got mad one time, and she made me mad, and I told him I got a good mind. It takes some liquor and throw on her. Next time she talked to that gentleman, I'm gonna throw liquor in her face. Now, the whole time when I say that, I know I was wrong. Now, I want y'all to realize now, hold on, I was in my early 20s, so give me a pass. I don't think that way now, but I was wrong. But I had a couple of friends of mine. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Tick. That's my nickname back then. I don't blame you. Throw it in her face. That's what she deserved. And at the time, of course, I didn't do that now. I didn't do that. But when I thought about it, I say, that joker trying to get me to go to jail. But I know I say it. I wouldn't expect him to action to tell me that, to be that person say, go ahead and do it. And that's when my red flags in my head started going off. Say, when I'm talking food, talk to people, and I started doing just try people and see how they gonna come off with me. I say crazy talk to them and see how they gonna respond to it. And most of people I dealt with, they agree with me. At least they want to be my friend or they want to see me get in trouble. One of the two. But I learned from that doing lifetime experience. So I ain't no yes person. I'm the no person. Now the other side, the flip side is now I've been around my friend that say crazy stuff to me about what they're gonna do with their wife. They're gonna commit adultery, cheat. She ain't having sex with him, And I tell them, no, man, don't do that. That ain't the way to go. It's a better way around that. Talk to her, man. Pray about it. I ain't pushing to go out there and make a rational decision. I wanted to think about it. I know if he did that, that's the devil talking to him, trying to get that man to do that. I have been around women gonna tell me that they're gonna cheat on their husband. And I tell them, no, don't do that. That's wrong. I know he made you mad. He did all these safety bad things. I know you think he cheating on you, but you don't do that. Two wrongs don't make a right. I don't do tip for tap. Hey, you ain't no better than he is or she is. So you got to watch who you got in your circle. Right now, me and Angela got a small circle. I got a very small circle. But you got a big circle and you got these people around you, they ain't your friends. They're trying to get you to go out there, make a fool of yourself. They need you for entertainment. Most times, when you're dealing with people, some of them look at you like entertainment. And I was entertainment one time I was young. I did crazy stuff. I saved things, act the fool, and they put the gas on me. But that was the joke of the time. I was entertainment. I ain't nobody entertainment no more. You ain't been to go around going with your wife, your girlfriend, getting and pillow talk about me, how I made a fool out of myself. So that's my definition of a yes person. Best example, not the best example I can give you, but I'm giving you a good example so we know we're going with this podcast. So I'm gonna turn it back over to Angela. I know she got a lot to say about it because she's been in a lot of stuff herself.
So I'm taking it that your question is, have I had some yes people around me? Yes, I did. I had some yes people around me. But the thing is, you don't identify them. It only comes with maturity and age. Do you realize, what? Some of the decisions that I made, they were influenced. All the decisions that I made wasn't always self-provoking. And what I mean by that is, when I made the decision, and I'm not going to say cheating, the cheating was, I was the ultimate carrier to that decision, because you have two choices: a yes and a no, a right and a wrong. That's the only way, and it's either gonna come out good or bad. So when I had the yes people around, I just noticed that it was just like what they said, the enablers or the observers. I guess I had a lot of observers too, that even when I went back, because a lot of us confide in our girlfriends or our so-called friends, and they didn't say anything. They didn't give me, and I think even Demetrius, when I had said something, oh, my friends didn't tell me to cheat on you. It was like, well, Angie, they didn't tell you not to do it. And that was just kind of like a profound, uh, saying to me, like, why did he say that? But as I have grown, I know what he meant by that was, even though they knew what you was doing, nobody interjected. And I really do want to say one person did. And shout out to my girl, Red. She would not play my shenanigans. She didn't let me bring him. She like, you married, you can't bring your, no, nobody's coming. If it ain't your husband, you can't come. So at the time, you kind of feel some type of way. And it still don't, you wondering like, why would somebody have to tell you what you know was right from wrong? But then you have people who go along, just go along with what you're doing and not try to correct you, So I'm appreciative now. I'm appreciative of people on my job. I'm appreciative now that my circle, like Demetrius said, our circle is very small. Now we're able to identify that when we misbehaving or kind of like having a devil on one side and an angel on the other side of your shoulders. The devil gonna tell you, it's gonna be your hype girl or your hype boy. That person deserved it. Go ahead and cuss them out. Yeah, go ahead and make that post on Facebook. Yeah, go ahead and do it. Just like an indirect post. People know who you're talking about. But of course, again, when you think about it, or if you run it by somebody who is a mutual person, when I'm saying mutual, a mutual person or a neutral person should be the word, that don't have anything to do with it, but they're going to give you their best advice of either party. Or what my mother-in-law like to say, they don't have a dog in a fight, or they don't gain any significant value for giving you their advice. All right, Demetria.
Before I go any further, I want to thank Dollar and Eyewear. This podcast is sponsored by Dollar and Eyewear. Activate your alter ego with Dollar and Eyewear and start seeing life through a different set of lenses. Shop Dollar and Eyewear and tell them Angela and Demetrius Lee sent you.
Hi, you are joining the episode of Lee Life Experiences, and I hope you have been enjoying it so far. Listen, I almost forgot. Do you have your phone? I need you to text me right now. Get your phone out and text me. Text me right now at 833-370-1608 and put relationship in the comment. I want to be able to give you a quick download on some relationship issues, topics that you might be able to relate to, or maybe you want to hear your relationship or your topic, on the air of the Lee Life Experiences, and you want to get our perspective on how we would handle it. So join us now. Text, we waiting, and guess what? I can text you back. All right, Demetrius, where we going today?
All right.
What direction?
Still talking about these yes people.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pick about what you say a minute ago about the angel and the devil.
Okay.
And that's a true statement. And when she was talking about, you got two people on side you on each shoulder. You got the devil and you got an angel. Now, you pick your own friend. You got some friend the devil and some the angel. You got to know, everybody know right from wrong. I do, a child 2 or 3 years old learn that. So these people you got around you, they're talking to you, giving you this advice. It's like the devil and the angel. You go to bed and the devil tell you, hey man, go ahead and call that girl, man. I'm telling you, man, she hot, man. She fine, she beautiful. Just call her, man. Your wife ain't gonna know. She work third shift. Just ease out the house when she go to work. Soon as she get in the car and go to work, you ease out right behind her. And the angel over there, he'll say, now don't do that. Like, that's wrong. You got a good wife. She loves you. Why would you do something like that? And the devil, and I didn't get to arguing. You shut up. I'm telling you. You think what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna hit a lot of people toe, hit dog hollow. You got a lot of people out there who will have this podcast saying, who you think you're talking to? I'm talking to you. Cause you real yes people. You putting these bad ideas in your friends' head. You know they wrong, but you ain't trying to help these people stay in a marriage. It ain't gotta be a marriage. I mean, you got people that on their job have a problem with the boss. Your friend, you got a problem with the boss, man. First thing you tell your friend, man, that joker getting on me, man. I should cuss him out. He don't talk to me like that. He don't know who I am. And your friend tell you, I don't blame you. Cuss him out. Yeah, they're trying to get you fired. I know y'all who listen to this podcast have been through that situation like that. You got to know who you got around you. So the best example I can give you, not example, I'm going to use another word. The best advice I can give you, get your circle small. Get you a small circle of friends. And right now, I don't not really trust it. I got a group of friends I trust, like a small circle, and my family. I know my mama is not gonna tell me that's wrong. She don't agree with me. I can say things about people and tell what I'm gonna do. I know some mamas agree with some of their kids. My mama don't agree with me. She know I'm wrong. She won't tell me I'm wrong. That's what I'm at where I'm at now. She always corrects me on decision, and I'm right. She'll tell me I'm right, but I say I'm gonna do something. I'll tell my wife. I'm gonna tell her out. I'm gonna call her and cuss her out. I'm gonna cuss my friend out. She gonna let me do that. Demetrius, that's wrong. And she know. So everybody needs someone around them to give them good advice. And I'm giving you good advice right now. You listen to me talk. I'm gonna get you right. You need some help. You call me. I'll help you. I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna steer you wrong. If you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you wrong. You get better take constructive criticism now. I'm gonna lay it on you now. If you right, I'll tell you right. But anything that sounds like it's evil in it, you know you're wrong. I really ain't got to tell you. You want to hurt somebody or cuss them out or stick a bird at them, I shouldn't tell you wrong. But you got a friend who tell you that. Right now, you listen to me. You got any friend who telling you to cuss your wife out or cuss your husband out or go commit adultery or anything that you know is wrong, your red flag antenna should go off. You better get them people around you ASAP. Because I'm telling you, once you go down, all they're doing is going behind your back with the other friend. You know, yeah, I told such and such, that damn fool, he ain't nothing but a fool. Now, they're laughing at you. Now you're entertainment. Now you're entertainment of the backyard under the tree while they're drinking their cold beer, smoking their marijuana, drinking their liquor. They're talking about you. You at home thinking, yeah, I told her. They're laughing at you, man. They're laughing at you. So I'm gonna turn it back over to Angela because I know she got a lot to say with this him. But I want y'all to listen to one thing I'm telling you. When anybody come to you and agree with you, and they know, and you know you got a doubt that you could be wrong, your antenna better go off. There's a motive behind it.
I think as you was talking, it's like, it's kind of like, parent and discipline. We don't want anybody to, at the time, even as a child, you don't want to be disciplined. That's why so many, by the time they turn 16, they get emancipated because they don't want direction. They don't want to be, they don't want to abide by the rules. And so they go to divorce their parents and being able to say, hey, I am grown enough and sound body and mind enough to make my own decisions. So that's where the word emancipation came from, because they don't, want to abide by the rules. And when by anybody rules, even though, people who love you, you have to. I always say, and I've been saying it a lot lately, it's not the message, it's the messenger. It's not the message. I can take the message,
Bingo.
but it's always the messenger. So sometimes, and I'm saying this even in a marriage, even in relationships, even in family dynamics, even in the business world, it's not the messenger. How you say something and who is this coming from? Like, do this person really loves you? Are they going to tell you anything to hurt you? Or is it somebody who just want to kind of control you, be manipulative? So you have, like I said, it's a messenger. Because sometimes Demetrius can say something and I go somewhere else. And I was like, hey, I met this person. It don't always have to be, male, female, or business. And I come back and I say, Demetrius, let me tell you what he said. He said, oh, don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me nothing because I've been told you was able to do that. I've been encouraging you, to do it. So those things there is where you want the message. You want the message, but you don't like the messenger. So just kind of reevaluate, because I feel like if we're showing you, telling you who they are, I really wanted somebody to tell me, how do I identify them? How can I tell, I'm with a clique, I'm with my posse, I'm with my entourage, but I want you also to be able to know, look at some of your top singers, somebody like Beyonce, when she broke away from Destiny's Child. Look at some of your other guy, singers that went out on their own. Because you have to be able to know and confident enough to know in your decision, can I stand alone? If I make this decision, can I stand alone? That everybody, what they say, you are as wise or as negative as your 5 best friends. It's in a majority of every book that Demetrius and I have read. You are who you hang around. And until that, you can identify them. When you start identifying, when you're looking at your friends, I tell you what, do a friend inventory. Do what this person add to your life. That if Demetrius and I, were to do an inventory, like what do we add to each other's life? Have it made us better? Or are we staying the same? Are we complacent? Is this person bringing out the best in me? Or is this person bringing out the worst in me? Okay, if this person bringing out the worst in me, how can I make a decision even though I know I love them? And I feel like I've invested so much time. A lot of us will not make, the decision that Demetrius is talking about, that hard decision, is because we looking at the time, we sharing the good memories. Even though we know this person is toxic for us, we still allow ourselves to stay. Even though we know these friends, oh, they only use me because I got a car. They only using me because I always have money. But when it's your turn to go out to eat, when it's your turn to do that, what kind of level are they giving you the same A1 service? Or are they taking you and giving you the bare minimum? And a lot of us are selling it in friendships. We're selling in business. We're selling on our job because we so vested in the time we done spent at one place. And then I'm going to leave you with this quote. Sometimes God has allowed us to only be a glimpse of vacation at one place, but we done made it our destination. And I want you to think about that. A destination is where you're going. Some of you all are on little mini breaks and you done stayed way over your time because you invested in the time and the memories. But you need to look at your reality and saying, hey, I've been right here for 5 years. I can't keep blaming somebody. And Demetrius, I think you talk a lot about that. Everybody wants somebody to blame.
Yes, I do. And I've been one of them people too. I just blame when I had made mistakes in my life. I blame the person that I was dealing with. I have blamed my mama, my friends. I blame my wife, girl, future. I mean, not future girlfriend. I'm scared. Girls, friends I had in the past. I blame them for things that I did. But only until I lost my job, once I lost my job, am I blaming the job for firing me? It was their fault. And this preacher, his name was Pastor Bell.
Rest in peace, Pastor Bill.
Rest in peace, Pastor Bell. He talked to me. And because everybody, I always believe in God. I always have. But I wasn't going to church or nothing. I wasn't saying my prayer like I should. But when you lose somebody takes something from you, oh, you gonna get on your knees then. And I ain't came out my knees since then. But make a story short here, I was blaming the job for firing me. And once I realized I fired myself, I became happy again. You got to realize now, I was miserable. But once I blamed myself, I took responsibility myself and blamed myself for doing it. I became a happy man again. I didn't have my job back, but I knew I had control of my life. I had a choice. Did nobody influence me? I had a choice. And I see people right now that go through life experiences, they're always blaming somebody. But you just took time and blame yourself and realize everything going in your life, it's your fault. It ain't the person's fault. It's your fault. And when you realize that, you can fix it. You can't fix nobody else, but you can fix you. So don't blame your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Oh, she cheating on me. She doing this here. She stole my money. You allowed that to happen. It ain't no fault. It ain't his fault. You blame yourself for it. And you fix it. And when I'm telling you, when you blame yourself, you're going to feel better because you're going to realize I'm in control. Don't get nobody in control of your life. Get your power. Take your power back. I'm going to give my power away a couple times. Worst thing I ever did in my life. But I got my power. You ain't taking it from me no more. I got a choice. Anything I do, I got a choice to do 55 or do 105. I got a choice. I got a choice to stay where I'm at or go leave my wife or stay with her. I got a choice. And I'm going to stay with my wife. I got a good wife. A lot of y'all men out there got good women, and a lot of y'all women got good men. But you let them yes people get in your head. Say you taking blame for going on and fix the problem with your husband or your wife. That's the best thing to do. Blame yourself, and then you can fix anything you need to do. It ain't never, it's always your fault because you had a choice. You let it get out of hand. Like your house payment. You got a choice to pay your house payment on time or you don't. If you don't make your house payment, they're going to take your house from you. You don't make them. But you had a charge to pay them. So you can't blame the house people, the banks. You blame yourself. So that's how a relationship goes to me. This is my life experience. And I learned, once I understood to blame myself for stuff going on in my life, my whole life changed. So, Angela, I'm just going to leave it as him. Everybody who's going through stuff in their life, for you start blaming somebody, go walk in the bathroom, look in the mirror, and tell me what you see before you blame somebody.
Hi, you have just joined in to the episode of the Lee Life Experiences with Angela and Demetrius Lee. Listen, do you want to text us? You can text us right now and being able to get on our list for our updates and being able to see are we coming to us now near you. 833-370-1608. Put relationships in the message box. And remember, if you text, I can text you back. All right. Demetrius, where are we going today?
We just got through talking about yes people and no people. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to take it to the fraud. I'm not a fraud. And I guess everybody sitting out there saying, what are you talking about? I'm not a fraud. Well, I'm going to tell you a little story about the fraud. It's been told me several times with different people. I'm going to share it with you. If you don't know about it, I'm going to tell you. You take a frog, you put them on the stove. You got you got a pot of cold water, hot water. You put that frog in some hot water, drop in the hot water, he'll jump, slap out of there. Out the door he go. But you take that frog and you put him in that cold water, warm, like, room temperature water, I say. He'll lay back and do backflip. He'll swim on his back, chill out, relax. And you turn the heat up on him. Sure, you keep doing the same thing. Before you know it, you got a little hot, all the way hot as it go. And that frog will stay in that water, that hot water, and die before you jump out of there. And when you say all that, a relationship like that, people stay in relationship too long. They're staying until they die. until the relationship, until it just they get nowhere to go. Instead of just jumping out like that frog in the hot water, just go and get out of it. You see where it's going. Like women getting beat, somebody's like that, man beating on you, you know, your child abusing your kids. But y'all just stay there around now like a frog. You just stay there and let them turn the temperature on you. But me, I'm gonna jump out.
All right. When you're talking about staying in a relationship too long or when it's time to get out, I'm just gonna. I can only speak for Angie, and so it was some relationships that I had. Even from my time with you when I first started, and even some of my encounters or some of my entanglements on after we were separated. I mean, divorce. That I don't know why I stayed, and this is one particular one that I know that I knew I stayed in too long, but it was like the experience. I don't know if it was I was addicted to the adrenaline rush. It was like the more he did, the more I tried to forgive, and I was contributing my age. I was like, I'm too old to start over. And I was in my 30s. I was like, I don't feel like going back out there being single again. So, the what I told you, Miss Betty Mae Gallatin. Shout out to Miss Betty Mae and Chunk Gallatin of Evansville, South Carolina. She had told me many years prior when I was with you, we was dating, and she said, "You better love what you got." And when she said that, I didn't quite understand. You remember me telling you that?
Yes, I do.
Was it something similar to that I said?
Yeah. You told me, say, you better keep what you got, love what you got, and keep what you got. Better what you said. It wasn't out there better than what you got. You think it is, but it ain't. Grass and green on the other side. I think that's what you were
Yeah,
trying to tell you.
yeah, and like I said, she told me that like many years. I had was like out of high school at that time, but I didn't quite understand what those words were meaning to me. And like I said, as you grow, you will experience. And by that time that I was, in these relationships, and I couldn't understand like if I had my own place to stay. I had my own job. Had newly graduated, newly, a nurse. I was not exposed to what nurses' salary could have potentially been, and so I still was, kind of. I was living out from Fuji. Fuji was my job prior to me becoming a nurse, and I still had that kind of mentality. Instead of me looking for something that was more in my range, I settled. Even when they showed me that they had cheating behaviors, I settled. Even from going through phones, um, catching multiple lies, not coming, not answering, people sending me stuff, I settled because I did not feel like going back out there. I kept feeling like if this person was a woman of my caliber. Listen, ladies, you cannot make a man be a man, and you cannot make a man identify you if you don't know have your self-worth. I don't care what your status is, what kind of education you have. If you are allowing somebody to mistreat you until you realize it, they're gonna keep on doing it. So again, when Demetrius saying staying in relationships, yes, I was a fraud. I stayed in relationships way too long because I felt like I didn't want to get back out there. That was my excuse. What you think about that, Demetrius?
Well, that's a good. I understand where you come from. I had some like similar same thing. Like I say,
Inconvenience. Let me use the word convenience. They was convenience because they was they was close by.
yeah, convenience, but yeah, I see what you're saying. I understand how you're going with that. But I had the same kind of situation. Once again, it one with Angela, it was with another young lady I was dealing with, and I stayed in a relationship too long. She had my power, gave my power to her, one thing, gave my power away. And I let her felt like she was in control of me. Well, she never was. But I let her think that. But I was dumb on my part. That wasn't smart of me. But I did that a couple of times. Sometimes it worked, but this time it didn't work. It didn't work for me. So I stayed too long. And I was being the frog then. I was the frog. I lost my job. I'm telling you about I lost my job. I had lost my job. And I was down and out. Like once again, like I said, this person here, they run about themselves. They wasn't thinking about me. They trying to get their career together, and they needed help from me, and I couldn't help them. I ain't making no money no more. And the pastor always told me, you got people around you that ain't good for you. He said, I can't tell you who they is, but you gonna know. And like I say, I about to die in that water. But when I lost my job, they woke me up. God made me wake up. I woke up and I jumped slap out that water. I ain't been to sit around with nobody and let them think I'm a Joe Sausage Head, make a fool out of me. I can't go out like that. Me and
Joe Sausage Head. Where is that terminology? Where is it? What is that?
Joe Sausage Head came from my mama. Her name Catherine Lee. And she was telling me all the time, you ain't no Joe Sausage Head. You ain't no sucker, no Joe Sausage Head, or potato head. So, I ain't been to sit around and let you turn the heat up on me and I'm gonna die in the water. I'm coming out of there. So y'all in relationship out there right now, you got a man that's beating on you. I mean, disrespecting you from your kids, saying bad language to you, and you can't get in the chain. You keep staying there, you're gonna die. Come out of there. Don't sit there and let him turn the heat up and you sit in that water and get comfortable. He turn it till it get hot, you're gonna die. Come out of there. Men got women like that. They're going around, they know their wife cheating on them, but they're trying to stay with them. Praying for the best. Oh, they're going to quit. She's not going to quit. I mean, you got a choice. Come out of that. Man, live, man. Live. Come out. A woman. You got a man. He going with all these women. You raising these kids, cheating on you. You getting these bad thoughts in your head. You want to hurt this man. You ain't got to hurt that man. You got a choice. Remember these words I'm saying. Choice. Come out of there. Leave. Don't you never let yourself sit there like a frog in some lukewarm water until I'm turn the heat for you to die. Turn that water hot. When you hit that hot water, jump out of there. They got places for you to go. Just come out of there, get your child, and y'all leave. I know it ain't easy what I'm saying, but it's a way out. It's a way out. They got places to help you, and I had the numbers, I'll give them to you. But you got places to help you get out of that. So don't sit around with men or women. Come out of there. Same thing with a job. You get a job. You know the man doing you wrong on the job. They ain't doing you right. Why are you going to sit around there? You need more money. You're going to just sit around and just down that job. Go better yourself. Come out of there. Hey, I want to say this episode is sponsored by Darling Eyewear. Activate your alter ego with Darling Eyewear and start seeing life through a different set of lenses. Shop Darling Eyewear. Tell them Angela, Demetrius Lee sent you.
All right. You just said something that was kind of profound to me that I talk on my lives, and I have always kind of been an advocate for. When you stand in situations, as far as your job, I'm only talking about the job situation. That so many, I did that as well. I remember my very, very first job. Oh my goodness, my very first job. And I see everybody was jumping ship. Everybody was leaving. I wanted to be the last man, even though I knew they was mistreating me. Even though, even the lady who was training me, she was like, Angie, I don't know why, but I'm letting you know they mistreat you. And she said, and I feel bad because she was part of, when I'm saying minority, she was part of the minority because she was in a lesbian relationship. And she was like, she know what it feels like to be discriminated against. And she said, Angie, and I'm witnessing it, to you. And all she had ever pushed me. So, but I ended up staying. And so because I stayed, because I did not want to make a move, because I see they wasn't changing my schedule, or they'll tell me they changed it. And guess what? They gave me the same schedule working in the middle of the night. Even when I told them, hey, I don't like driving in the middle of the night. But I stayed. And so you know what ended up happening? I ended up getting fired. My very first, when I tell people or urge people that in the state of South Carolina, they don't have to have a reason to fire you. They can just fire you, and you can pull it up. So even on my exit, when they had the exit review, and I said on there, I would have did the same thing over again. But I was a new nurse, and I'm trying to be a loyalty because I've been there. But I stayed even when I knew in my heart and my guts are guts. And I'm telling you, it crippled me. That tainted me. And I think that's the reason why I'm such a workhorse now, is because, or workaholic now, is because I never want to be at the beacon call of anybody that can come and change my livelihood. That's the reason why I work multiple jobs. That's the reason why I'm always trying different adventures, because what 50 Cent say, get rich or die trying, is because I never was going to let somebody cut the lights off on me and my lifestyle just because I was too complacent for being a fraud. Hi, you have enjoyed this episode of the Lee Life Experiences with Angie and Demetrius Lee. Listen, have you decided to text us yet? Text us at 833-370-1608. Put relationship in your message box. That way to get on our list, not just our ordinary list, but our VIP list of any updates, anything that we're doing, any meetups, possible, getting your topic heard on the Lead Life Experiences and giving you our perspective on how we would handle the situation. Listen, we are not licensed therapists. We are not psychologists. We're just giving you, hey, our life experiences opinion. And some of the information has been modified to protect the identity of the participant.
Slowly, he doesn't recognize the danger he's in. He just keeps going along with the changes in his surroundings. Eventually, we can turn up the burner to a deadly boil. He will just keep trying to adjust with it. By the time he realizes it's killing him, it's too late. He won't notice in time because he just keeps changing himself to go along with the changes in his surroundings.
That's it, Demetrius. I feel like we can give the people a visual. Give the people a visual of what the fraud look like. Because some of them might not know. Some people don't always know, like when they in certain situation. They can give you advice off their situation. I mean, off everybody else's situation though. Have you noticed those kind of people? They can tell you everything that you doing wrong in your relationship, but they have no clue on the things that they encountering. They have no advice to give you over some of their hard situation, challenging situation, or the inconvenience.
Yeah. I'm gonna say just I like to tell a little story.
Go ahead.
Go with that frog. I know everybody heard the man say the temperature. The frog didn't know it. He just stayed there and died. But I had a friend, girl, like that one time, years ago. And she was going with this dude. And she was trying to hang it with him. The dude didn't really want her. I knew he didn't want her. I told her that. But she stayed with him. And the dude going all kind of women. You know what I mean? They weren't married now. But she just hung around with him, just kept on. And I say to her, just go on by your business. The man don't want you. You know, it ain't gonna work. Because, you know, she's probably saying, who you think you is? I want to get this man. But I knew it wasn't gonna happen. I'm a man, I know when a man love a woman, what he gonna do. He got respect for her. Dude didn't respect her. Well, she stayed in that wedding now, hogging it with him for probably about 8 or 9 years. And one day, the dude got married. Broke her heart. He didn't marry her. That's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was being the man to tell the truth. And she told me, you tried to tell me. But I wouldn't listen. Her heart was broke. And
She
it kind of like,
invested the time.
so what I said again?
She had invested the time. So I believe the way to unpack that is like, why did she stay though? What was her reason? I'm sure she seen the signs. I'm sure she was aware, but something was the connection.
I believe she had people around her. Yes, people around her tell her, you know, she can get him. I was the one probably telling her it ain't gonna work.
But
You
you
know,
would be considered a yes person though. You could be considered a no
no,
person.
I wasn't a yes person. I would tell her it wasn't gonna work. But somebody around her was a yes person. Wasn't me.
But that's what I'm saying. You were just one in there. So if it was me and I was in a situation, which I was, shout out to my prayer partner, Demond Dawson, who used to tell me, he was like, Angie, I don't like seeing that car in your where you in your yard overnight with dew on the windshield. I didn't want to hear it. So I avoided them.
So that's what I'm saying. But when you got people come to you and tell you something, you got to know how to distinguish who care about you, love you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say, my mama loved me. She's not been telling me nothing wrong. The woman loved me out of her heart.
Yeah.
So she gonna tell me the truth. So I know that. I got some friends that I trust like that. They're not gonna tell me nothing wrong. But this person, yeah, I love this person. Now I'm trying to tell her the truth. But I believe somebody in her camp, cause her circle was a little bigger. It was a little bigger. It was a little bigger. But I was, you know, circle I have, it was bigger. So she had somebody around her getting a hope this dude was gonna be with her.
Yeah.
But the dude had no tension. He never did. She sit in that water like a frog and died in it. And I don't think she ever recuperated from that. But I see her sometime now. She looked like she's still in that water.
Even though he gone on and have married somebody else, she's still in the water.
I think she is. I mean, she can't. It did something to her. That was a devastating blow to that woman.
Yeah. I mean, I can relate because even though you and I had went on, I didn't know it at the time. Some, a guy had told me. He's like, Angie, even though Demetrius gone, you still have a place for him. And I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. And you don't realize it until you look back on it, like, oh, I see why they said that. But pastor, shout out to Reverend Kimberly Moore, Fresh Fire, in Gastonia, North Carolina. I went to her church. When I finally did have those moments, those, I call them valley moments. You remember I used to tell you, Demetrius, everybody gonna have a fall from grace moment.
That is
You
correct.
was talking about your job. I always encourage you. Everybody, a lot of people, not all, a lot of people don't have they fall from grace, come to God because they want to. A lot of us go to God because it's the only thing that's left. And when we fall from grace, and when I call it fall from grace, I'm saying after you have did everything you want to do, did all the drugs, drunk all the liquor, beer and wine, and shot yourself up with drugs, got with women, men, the ups and the downs, then got broke, had money, wasted money, got broke. at your bottom week, when you feel like there's nowhere else to go, that's when so many people get to God. And I'm saying, because I had my encounter as well. And when you have that fall from grace, it's one of your worst moments of your life. You feel like you almost about to die because you have connected yourself with the stuff, with the job, with the car that got repossessed, with the house that you done lost, with the relationship that he done broke up or she done broke up and done left you abandoned. And because of those situations, then you have nobody else but to cry out to God, like, God, what have I done? And I remember having that fall from grace moment. And I remember going in, Reverend Moore told me, Dr. Reverend Moore, she told me, and she said, Angie, she said, people, you are sitting on a bus, and every time people get off and get on, you saving that seat for somebody. You not even sliding over for nobody else to get on the seat with you. She said the bus making all kind of stops. She said, and the bus going somewhere, but you can't even recognize it because you're too preoccupied with holding that seat. Demetrius, that's why when I say me and Kim Moore, I enjoyed traveling to go see her because she gave me my revelation. She is, one of the pastors that I trusted to get me on my spiritual journey. She's when I'm saying overdose into her CDs, into her ministry, I did, and I used to travel and take a group of ladies with me to go hear her. So I know what you mean about the frog. I didn't realize at the time, but I was that frog sitting on the bus. And like she said, I was not moving over. I couldn't see anybody else. When people say, oh, I'm always attracting married men, or I'm always attracting men that are attached, that's because you didn't put that label on your head. And what you speak, you're going to attract. Whatever you say to yourself. What you're saying is, Demetrius, whether you win or whether you lose, both of those people, right? You know that saying, whatever you think.
What do you think? I'm got lost a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. What I think, then what was I make sure I'm following you
The
right?
quote. If you think you're gonna win, you're gonna win.
No, yeah. If you think you're right, you're right. You think you think you're wrong, you're wrong. Basically, that's what I was saying, like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add to that. I'm gonna say relationship. One thing I'm gonna talk about myself. I can't talk for everybody out there, but one thing I can tell you, I love Demetrius Antonio Lee Sr. That's me. If you don't love yourself, you'll do anything. You got to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you'll steal. You'll cheat. You'll kill. Love yourself. Don't worry about the other person love you. Don't even worry about that. That's the least of your worry. You love yourself and believe in yourself, and God gonna take you there. Don't be that fraud. Cause that fraud evidently didn't love himself. He just sit there. He felt that water getting hot. He said, "Oh, it'd be all right." Shit, it feel kind of good in him in that water. Stayed till he died. No, sir. Love yourself. That's the main thing I can tell anybody out there. Believe in yourself, love yourself, and you'll make the right decision. You'll make the right decision in life.
What we looking at now? We good?
Yeah. I'd like to say, get somebody some love. This episode sponsored by Donald Nowell. Activate your alter ego with Donald Nowell and start seeing life through a different set of lenses. Shop DonaldNowell.com. Tell them Angela and Demetrius Lee sent you.
Hi, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed the episode so far. You are here with the Lee Life Experiences. And remember, if you want to get your topics discussed or get our opinion or our perspective, join us. Text us at 833-370-1608 and put relationships in the comment.